your phone or tablet is Crossroads Today.
Now on Sunrise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com in Washington, a military defense bill to lift a COVID vaccine mandate for service members passes in Congress. And cleanup efforts are in full swing in Louisiana, repairing the damage from a string of tornadoes that tore through the state. Also, President Biden says the U.S. will provide $2 billion in humanitarian aid and to help Africa combat food insecurity.
Take a look on the outside, see the sun rising in the distance. Beautiful sunrise this morning, clear skies. Well, clouds are soon to follow coming out later on today. Chilly weekend ahead. Oh, you betcha. We'll give you the details coming up in your forecast.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain. Today is the 16th day of December 2022. It took a year back and the time is now 6:31 on your Friday morning. And on this day in 1775, author Jane Austen was born. Let's go ahead and turn to First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Trey Mining. Trey, I really enjoy Pride and Prejudice, so one of my favorite books.
Oh yeah, very good book, very good historical, of course, very interesting book there, of course. And what's interesting also here is our sunrise. Look at this. It is nice in the distance there, the sun be coming up over the horizon. Nice little red colors there, and it'll be, well, kind of hard to see the sun before too much longer today because the clouds will be increasing rather rapidly as we get through the day, and rain and cold temperatures to follow after that. It's still rather chilly out there this morning, 48 degrees under clear skies with dew points in the 40s, and that's false echo you see there, kind of there around areas from Victoria down to Edna and Port Lavaca area. That is not precipitation, none on the radar scope this morning, and we'll see it mostly dry throughout the majority of the day. By the time we get to late in the day and overnight tonight, we'll see some rain chances coming in. 12-mile visibility is everywhere you go. Not really any fog issues because it's simply so dry out there currently. And increasing clouds today as we work through the late morning hours and the afternoon. Will come mostly cloudy skies by then. Mild temperatures today, well into the 70s for the daytime high. Rain chances return and colder temperatures this weekend. Get ready for that, especially tomorrow when it'll be behind the front. Probably not getting on the 40s, perhaps all day long in most areas. Near 50 degrees or so in Victoria. That'll be about the highest temperature we'll see for the day tomorrow. I mentioned rain chances, and the chances are pretty small and pretty light in amounts. Run this model all the way through 3 p.m. on your Saturday, anywhere from 1/10 of an inch and maybe less than that as a few rain showers move on through. But rain chances will return before too much longer down in the next week time frame. More on that later on. And take a look at this right here. Southerly winds throughout the day, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then here comes the front coming up by the late afternoon to evening. Turns all the winds around to the north, increasing their velocity near 20 to 22 mile per hour gusts coming up, bringing in that colder air for your day tomorrow. So time to get your big coats out for tomorrow for sure. We'll take a look at that and the rest of the weekend and next week forecast a little bit later on. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. A defense team in an El Campo murder trial wants to test a gun not in evidence. Robert Allen Satterfield is on trial for the murder. The Wharton County District Attorney's Office cannot produce the gun because it was not seized earlier as part of the murder investigation. A high-speed chase involving a motorcycle Wednesday night ended in an arrest. Refugio County Sheriff deputies chased a motorcycle into Woodsboro. The chase ended at Farm to Market Road 1360 and Churchill Road. The motorcycle was clocked at 140 miles per hour. The driver faces multiple charges this morning. One of the last missing dogs from a recent major vehicle crash was recovered by Wharton Police. It happened on U.S. Highway 59 and County Road 216 in El Campo. 2 volunteers in the vehicle were hospitalized. The van, a total loss, and 1 dog and 1 cat died. The 2 victims were volunteers of an animal rescue organization. They were traveling to the Northeast to deliver 24 cats and 23 dogs to be adopted. A bill that would lift the military's COVID vaccine mandate is on its way to the president's desk. The Senate passed the annual National Defense Authorization Act late Thursday in an 83-11 vote. 5 Republicans and 6 Democrats opposed the measure. In addition to lifting the requirement for service members to get vaccinated for COVID-19, the bipartisan bill also authorizes funding for Taiwan and Ukraine and a 4.6% pay increase for troops. Criminal charges were announced last night against 5 law enforcement officers in Louisiana in the death of Ronald Green. He died after being arrested in 2019. He was not armed. His family says police initially lied by claiming Green died in a car crash.
This morning, 3 years after a black man died in Louisiana State Police custody, the troopers involved have been charged.
5 officers have been charged.
Jubilation for the family of Ronald Green, who died in 2019. A grand jury Thursday indicted 5 officers seen on body camera video beating him. They face charges ranging from negligent homicide to obstruction of justice.
Even though it was a small victory, we're still left heartbroken.
Green's family also hoping the officers will be justly punished.
There needs to be substantial time for a cop who murders while in uniform. They need to be held accountable.
Police initially claimed Green died after a car crash. Despite police trying to suppress this body camera video, it was released 2 years later, showing Green's violent encounter with officers following a high-speed chase and crash after Green failed to stop for a traffic violation. Police claim Green resisted arrest. Video shows troopers kicking and punching him and using a taser. Green can be heard apologizing.
I am sorry.
One officer later admitted to hurting him. An autopsy found that cocaine in Green's system, head injuries, and a physical struggle were all factors in his death in addition to the crash. At the time, 2 of the troopers were reprimanded, but none fired. They claimed they used force for their own personal safety. Despite these charges, Green's family says they also want changes in police policies and procedures.
I don't feel like there's public safety for, black and brown people.
Green's family has also filed a wrongful death civil suit against the state troopers involved and their superiors, who they claim tried to cover up the truth. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
Cleanup efforts are underway in Louisiana after a string of as many as 20 tornadoes through the state. Power is restored to certain areas, but work is far from over. Crews are working to clear fallen debris from power lines, homes, and roads. To assist with cleanup efforts, the governor has issued a state of emergency for damage across the state. The U.S. is giving $2 billion in aid to fight hunger in Africa. President Biden announced the aid while speaking at the African Leaders Summit in Washington, D.C. The administration looking to strengthen relations with those nations as China gains influence in the region. Biden also said he will visit sub-Saharan Africa next year, the first U.S. president to travel there in a decade. All right, get your smart device or your cell phone. We've got a shortcut here for you. It's our QR code. You can scan it and it'll get you a link to download our Crossroads Today app, and you can get breaking news alerts, vote on our viewer poll, get the latest news, weather, and sports. And you can also learn about our ongoing contest right there on the app. Submit those news tips and holiday photos. The time is now 6:38 on your Friday morning. Here's a look what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. The holiday season, a time for giving, but also a time for thieving.
ABC's Emwin in Washington. With holiday gatherings just around the corner, top health officials are now warning of a surge in viral infections. What the White House is doing to try to prevent that. The details coming up.
Temperatures on the mild side by the afternoon. Look at this at 4 o'clock. We're near 70 degrees. But the cold air coming down from the north right after this is maintaining its high temperature today in Victoria. And chill down to comes your way tomorrow, plus rainfall chances. We'll talk about it coming up.
It's our end of the year store-wide sell-off with savings up to 65% off on all in-stock items. We have over $5 million of inventory that must go. So if you're looking for that deal and you're looking for a great bargain, now is the time to buy.
Have you been told you have to live with your wound? There is hope at PAM Outpatient Wound Care. At PAM Outpatient Wound Care Clinic, you'll find the latest technology and the most committed and caring professionals dedicated to your wound healing. Our experienced wound healing experts and multidisciplinary team specialize in preventing amputation and preserving limbs.
I began hyperbarics here. I'm walking and have the leg, which is the best part.
Come see us at PAM Outpatient Wound Care, where healing starts here.
We're honored ABC's 2020 winner of 3 Emmy Awards for Excellence. Thank you for making 2020 Friday night's most watched and most honored news magazine. ABC News, honored for excellence with 41 Emmy nominations, the most of any news organization anywhere. Thank you for making ABC News America's #1 news.
It's our end of the year store-wide sell-off with savings up to 65% off on all in-stock items. We have over $5 million of inventory that must go. So if you're looking for that deal and you're looking for a great bargain, now is the time to buy.
Tune in to 25 News Now on Thursday's 6 p.m. news and Friday's 6 a.m. news for the Athlete of the Week. Brought to you by Pepsi, the preferred partner of local athletes.
Good morning. The current time is 6:40, exactly 20 minutes away from 7 a.m. And future tracker, let's take a look at that. Starting off with clear skies this morning, temperatures in the 40s, but clouds increasing west to east across the crossroads as we work throughout the rest of the day today. By 12 noon, it'll be rather warm today before the front arrives later on the afternoon and evening. Maybe a few scattered rain showers along the path of the front and lingering until your overnight tonight into your early morning hours on your Saturday, as you just kind of see right there. So we'll keep the clouds in place, some scattered rain showers, nothing too widespread, nothing heavy expected. There's the front to the north. It's making its way toward us rather rapidly, and this front originated in Canada, so they're bringing much colder air down. The one that went through the other day, which originated in the Pacific areas of the United States off the California coast. But this will move moving on through and giving us some rain shower chances and dropping our temperatures pretty rapidly after the front comes down. More than likely not getting out of the 40s all day tomorrow for much of the crossroads, including Victoria, after we see 70s today. So definitely a strong front there. What about the rest of the weekend? More rain chances? We'll take a look at that coming up in the full forecast. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. With Christmas just around the corner, hospitals are feeling strained combating the so-called triple-demic for COVID-19. The federal government saying cases are increasing in at least 90% of the country. But now health officials are growing more worried of a new threat from Strep A emerging in parts of the country.
This morning, hospitals around the country treating an inrush of patients battling a perfect storm of viruses.
A lot of these patients are very sick.
In preparation of this winter surge, the Biden administration is once again offering households free COVID-19 testing kits at covidtest.gov.
We still had some resources left.
White House health officials urging people to test themselves if they have symptoms and before visiting with family this holiday season. The president's plan comes as the country faces a rise in respiratory viruses, COVID-19, RSV, and the flu.
Flu is rising in many parts of the country. We're probably the worst flu outbreak we've seen in a decade.
One boy in San Diego County so sick with 2 strains of the flu, he was put on a ventilator and 2 weeks later, still in the ICU. His father urging others to get vaccinated.
It was so bad that I was scared that he wasn't going to make it.
Now, the World Health Organization is also tracking a potential uptick in invasive Group A strep infections, a sometimes life-threatening illness among children.
Invasive Group A strep is a disease, is a cluster of diseases actually caused by the same bacteria. And when people sometimes talk about flesh-eating bacteria, that's usually the bacteria that we're kind of pointing to. It can cause sepsis. Most of those patients, their illness is obviously worse than the typical strep throat infections.
One doctor saying the ongoing shortage of the antibiotic amoxicillin could also be exacerbating the situation. The overlapping viral surges are causing some patients with back-to-back illnesses to suffer for longer, weeks, sometimes months, rather than days, according to the Washington Post. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
The holiday season is a time for giving, but for thieves, it's a time for taking. Many of those crooks are scammers trying to take your money. The Victoria County Sheriff's Office has received many reports of phone scams regarding missing jury duty. The caller threatens the person on the other end with severe consequences and arrest if they don't pay up immediately. If you receive a call like this, just hang up.
But they're saying that there's a warrant out for your arrest for jury service or for missing jury duty. And that's not how the Sheriff's Office operates. If you receive any of those calls, just hang up, notify us, let us look into it.
Sheriff Marr says these scam artists may use personal information about you or use actual names of local deputies to convince you to pay right away. Remember, the Sheriff's Office nor the District Clerk's Office will ever call you and threaten arrests while demanding payment. Christmas just 10 days away, and in the spirit of the holiday season, we want to ask you, do you prefer real or artificial Christmas trees? Let's take a look. Okay, wow, more of you are waking up. I can see 27% of you say real and 73% of you say artificial. We want to keep hearing from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote. You can also scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. And the time is now 6:44 on your Friday morning. Still to come, we meet Nadia. She's this week's Pet of the Week. Time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Paul. Happy B-Day to my wonderful husband from your wife, Dora.
And happy birthday to Sterling. Happy 12th birthday to our princess. May you have a blessed day. Love, Mama, Dad, and brother.
Happy birthday to Noah. Wishing our son Noah a very happy 13th birthday. Hope you had a great weekend. Mom, Dad, sister, and Mama love you.
Happy 52nd birthday to Robert. Love your parents, Justo and Mary, and all your family. Wishing you many more blessed birthdays.
And ZZ Top singer and guitarist Billy Gibbons is 73 today. Happy birthday.
I'm sure he's a sharp-dressed man. To see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com, click on More and Under Home. You'll see the KVU Submit Your Birthday.
And if it's your birthday today, maybe you're celebrating this weekend, happy birthday. The time is now 6:45 on your Friday morning. We'll be right back.
With Home Chef, your home cooking is home nailing it. Our classic all-in-one meal kits are simple enough for anyone and delicious enough for everyone. When it comes to making dinner, fill in the blanks with Home Chef. Delicious, meat simple.
Get 16 free meals when you sign up at homechef.com.
Next live.
Happy holidays!
It's our holiday sweater party.
Do you see it?
With Harry Connick Jr., Maria Menounos, and a performance by American authors.
Cal, will you promise if at any point in this hour I look ridiculous, you'll let me know?
Yes, I swear.
Plus, will Kelly and Ryan break the sweater world record?
You'll see. You just have to be patient.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a new study cautioning parents about kids and TikTok. The app's intuitive algorithm recommends posts on the For You page that may interest users based on the content they share and interact with.
It's the speed and ferocity with which that algorithm is pushing addictive, dangerous content to children that really worried us.
Researchers at the Center for Countering Digital Hate created accounts pretending to be 13-year-old girls in the US, UK, Australia, and Canada. 13 is the minimum age requirement to be on the platform.
Within minutes, it was sending self-harm and suicide content. And every 39 seconds, our test accounts received some sort of harmful content.
Experts now urging parents to stay on top of their children's social media usage. And we'll have much more on this study and what parents need to know coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
This is how it feels to do more with less asthma, thanks to Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Imagine that. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
Good morning. It's 11 minutes away from the 7 a.m. hour. And take a look at the temperatures currently. Starting off in the 40s this morning, rather chilly on the outside, but rising rapidly throughout the day. By 10 a.m., 51 degrees. And look at this, by 1 o'clock, we're approaching 70 degrees, or more than likely exceeding that coming up by the 5 p.m. hour. But the front waiting in the wings along I-10 at 5 o'clock or so, moving on through and dropping these temperatures rather rapidly. More than likely not getting out of the 40s all day for your Saturday with cloudy skies and rain chances in that mix as well. Looking at the future tracker, clear on the outside currently. Clouds increasing from the west as we work throughout the morning hours on your Friday. and keeping that cloud cover in place. By the afternoon, evening, maybe seeing a pop-up rain shower or so, extending into the overnight tonight and for the first half of the day at least for your day on Saturday. So transitioning more into a wintry type of feel for South Texas standards, that is. Highs near in the 70s today, so the winds, increasing clouds all day long. A few rain showers in the overnight tonight. And of course, temperatures 47 degrees. Front's already moved through. More than likely staying in the 40s and maybe near 50 degrees for your day tomorrow in Victoria on Saturday. Scattered rain shower here and there. And temperatures on the cool side after today. And heavy rain possible. There's a possible alert on Monday with a threat of heavy rainfall. After that, it dries up and keeps it cool right on through Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
And now it's time for today's question of the day. What event happened on this day in 1773 that ultimately led to the American Revolution? Like us on Facebook, Crossroads Today. You can post your guess to today's question, and we'll have the answer in just a few minutes. Today is Friday, so that means it's also time for Pet of the Week, a segment where we highlight a shelter pet here in the Crossroads looking for their forever home. And today we're meeting Nadia. She's an 8-year-old Chihuahua here at Dorothy O'Connor. Can you tell us a little bit more about Nadia?
Well, Nadia, like you said, she's 8 years old. She just came back to the shelter. She is potty trained, up to date on all of her vaccines. Her adoption fee is $200, and she is a sweet little indoor companion and would love a nice, calm home where she can just lay in somebody's lap and be a little couch potato.
Well, if she doesn't get scooped up this week, you do have an upcoming Home for the Holidays special as well. It could chop off that adoption fee.
Yes, definitely. So next week on Thursday and Friday, we have Home for the Holidays, where you can come and you can foster any of the animals that we have here in the shelter. And if you decide to adopt the animal that you foster, you can actually get 50% off of your adoption fee.
So what, $200 could become $100?
Definitely.
Wow, and she's so sweet. I love her holiday wear. What is her personality like?
She is super sweet and calm, as you can tell. She just laid in your lap. Yeah. They called her a couch potato before in her return paperwork. So she just loves to be lazy. She's super sweet and loving.
She's so beautiful. I hope she gets to a new home soon.
Me too. She's amazing.
All right, and if you want to learn more about Nadia, go ahead and head on over to dogpack.org. That's the Dorothy O'Connor Pet Adoption Center's website, and you can also call them at 361-575-8573. And coming up, don't go anywhere. News to know before you go.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm excited to announce my original My Slippers are back in stock. Last Christmas, you made them the #1 selling MyPillow product, and now I've added smaller sizes, larger sizes, wide sizes, and all new colors. And with your promo code, you still save $90 a pair. What makes My Slippers different is my exclusive 4-layer design that you're not going to find in any other slippers. My Slippers' patented layers make them ultra comfortable, extremely durable, and they help relieve stress on your feet. Wear them anytime, anywhere. You'll absolutely love My Slippers, and I'm extending my 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st, 2023, making them the best Christmas gifts ever. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen now. Use your promo code to save $90 on my original My Slippers. That's only $49.98 a pair. Quantities won't last long, so please order now.
The ho-ho holidays are here, and that means it's my favorite time of year to do some amazing things. Road trip to visit family and friends. Given the best prizes of the year. From everyone at the Bravo family, happy holidays. Ho, ho, ho.
Gather your loved ones and join us Christmas morning
for some Disney magic.
With show-stopping holiday performances by the biggest stars of the season.
Let's do it.
Woo! Disney Parks' magical Christmas Day Parade. Christmas morning on ABC.
And now for today's question of the day. What event happened on this day in 1773 that ultimately led to the American Revolution? Okay, Trey, we have several guesses. Janet, Melanie, Luke, Jeffrey, Beth, and Orlo are all guessing the Boston Tea Party, which was more of a protest than a party.
That's right, taxation without representation.
Lots of tea thrown overboard.
Exactly, exactly. And well, thank you everyone for chiming in on that. Appreciate that. And of course, yeah, you're right. It's the Boston Tea Party, Boston, Massachusetts. There you go. Here's your history lesson this morning. And stay tuned for Monday. Another great question of the day to get you going for your Monday.
A passenger was found dead Thursday after falling overboard a cruise ship that was returning to Port Canaveral after a cruise to the Caribbean. The 36-year-old woman went overboard Thursday morning and her remains were recovered by the U.S. Coast Guard roughly 18 miles from Port Canaveral. The Coast Guard quickly launched a search by boat and helicopter, but soon authorities learned that the woman had suffered fatal injuries. The cruise line released a statement saying they are offering their full support to authorities as they investigate the matter. The woman's identity not released. A federal judge has temporarily blocked President Biden from ending the Trump-era Remain in Mexico policy. The policy requires certain migrants to await their asylum hearings in Mexico. President Biden moved to end the policy, under which more than 70,000 asylum seekers were sent to Mexico from the U.S. A U.S. district judge paused the termination of the policy until litigation is resolved. The judge said in a 35-page ruling that the Biden administration failed to sufficiently consider how the repeal of the policy would impose financial burdens on Texas and Missouri, which have argued that the program's termination would lead to increased numbers of migrants using their state's social services. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill voted Thursday to pass a one-week stopgap bill to temporarily avert a government shutdown. The measure now goes to President Joe Biden to be signed into law. The Senate voted 71-19, extending the funding deadline to December 23rd, after the House passed the bill Wednesday by a vote of 224 to 201. Earlier in the week, leaders reached an agreement on a bipartisan framework for a massive government funding bill. Officials are working on the full-year funding measure and hope to pass it in the coming days before breaking for Christmas. To become law, the bill requires a simple majority in the House and at least 10 Republicans to break a filibuster in the Democratic-led Senate, and those votes are expected next week. The city of Victoria lifting all mandatory restrictions on water usage. Recent rainfall along the Guadalupe River causing the river to rise to an acceptable level. The city now lifting stage 2 restrictions and re-entering stage 1 because the Guadalupe River is remaining above its low flow threshold for 14 consecutive days. That's great news. You can submit your holiday photos. Just come to crossroadstoday.com, click on the red banner at the top that says the 2022 holiday page, and then click on the graphic on the holiday page to upload your photo. It's very simple. It sounds complicated, but it's very simple. And you can submit your house lights, Christmas trees, your pets wearing their Christmas best, or Santa or Grinch photos even. We want to see your photos. And we'll select another entry to profile in our newscast before Christmas Day. And we want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service. It's Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today. And we have some time to take one last look at our viewer poll in the holiday spirit. We want to know, do you prefer a real or an artificial Christmas tree? Okay, let's take a look. 27% of you say you prefer the real thing. It takes a lot of maintenance. You got to water that tree all throughout the holiday season, and then you got to take care of disposing it. And then 73% of you say you prefer artificial. It may be easier to manage, and you can just stow it away in your basement for the next holiday season. And now let's get a look at our forecast with First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Trey Mining.
All right, thank you so much, Carolina. Temperatures outside currently in the 40s. Rising to the 70s by the afternoon, this afternoon, of course. So 1 mild day, then the front comes through later on this afternoon and plunges the temperatures down in the 40s for overnight, and 40s more than likely staying that way all day long for your Saturday, and even 50s for your Sunday for the daytime highs it is. So here comes the cold air again. Mostly clear on the outside currently. Seeing the clouds increasing as we go throughout the day. Maybe some rain showers coming up by late in the day today, overnight tonight, in the early morning on Saturday. So to sum it up, 70 degrees today. Enjoy that while we have it. Increasing cloud cover, southerly winds. Overnight lows in the 40s and staying that way for your day tomorrow. I'll put 53 degrees for your day tomorrow. That may be a little bit on the high side. Cloudy sky, rain chances. Extended forecast for us after today. Staying on the chilly side with rain chances. Maybe a possible alert day on your Monday for heavy rainfall, but you see cold temperatures right on through the rest of the week into the weekend. Make it a great weekend this weekend. Carolina?
I washed all my sweaters last night, so I'm ready, Trey. Thank you, Trey, and thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful day. Come to crossroadstoday.com for more local news, weather, and sports. And join James, Dawn, Howie, Karina, and Gina today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10. Make it a great Friday and a great weekend.